My name is James Panuya, and I've been living here in Cambridge Bay most of my life. And every year we see more and more ships come through. We are stewards of the land. We must make sure our ships respect us, our lands, and our waters around us. Our community depends on caribou for food security. Years ago, when the caribou were abundant, they would migrate to the east side of the island to wait for the freeze-up. When it was safe to cross, the caribou would migrate to the mainland. In 2015, a hunter crossed to the mainland following the caribou migration. Days later, an icebreaker went through the path the caribou and the hunter had taken. If the vessel had come through a day earlier, the hunter would have been cut off and stuck until the ice refroze and was safe to cross to get safely home. Stories like this remind us of the importance of this work to make sure our hunters and wildlife are safe. But it's not just ice breaking we are concerned about. We're concerned about oil spills, another discharge, like the ballast water that ships bring up from the south and dump here. This discharge could bring invasive species that compete with our local animals. There is vessel wake that can impact the erosion of shorelines over time and disturb animals that are resting or calving on the shore. We are also concerned about underwater noise from the big ships coming through and how that interferes with the ability of our marine animals to feed, to hear, and to communicate with each other. We must address all these concerns to protect our land and our way of life. That is a big part of why we have HTO, the Atlantique Hunters and Trappers Organization. We're here to help hunters and harvesters preserve our food security and continue acting as stewards over our lands. The late John McSaggock used to say, "We are stewards of the land and the water. Whatever the land provides, we depend on." And that's why the EHTO became part of the Victoria Island Waterway Safety Committee. The committee brings together local organizations, some old ones that have been around since the 1970s, and some new ones helping with programs for the community. Along with outside partners like Transport Canada, the Canadian Coast Guard, and the Oceans North. We talk about projects related to marine shipping and safety that need collaborative input and discussion, and everyone in the room to hear each other's point of view. It's a place to bring our big picture concerns. Share concerns from Inuit across the north and have them heard. Our communication with vessels from outside our community has really improved the relationships we are building. This is even more important now because of the unpredictable weather due to climate change. Our hunters need to know where to find safe harbors. And our traditional archaeological sites and artifacts need protection from vessels like cruise ships that are exploring. Through the committee, we can make plans with our partners to map these areas. So local hunters can have information that they need, and outside vessels know where not to go. We can coordinate training with our hunters on how to use modern technology that track their locations while on the water and to make sure that they are safe. In an emergency, our hunters and community members will be the first on the scene. They need to know how best to respond. We can coordinate this kind of training through the committee too. The committee is a good place to develop opportunities for young people. To get hands-on observation and training through oral histories and culture components, and with technologies such as underwater hydrophones and drones.
Hearing from the committee and community members about their lived experiences and how their community is being affected is critical to the success of this work, and our understanding of how vessel traffic is impacting the northern shores of Canada and its communities. The discussions at the Victoria Island Waterway Safety Committee table are driven by community concerns. The two things we hear most often are the need for better communication between all parties and the need for collaborative decision-making at all stages. Through the support of the Federal Oceans Protection Plan, we have been able to work together with Indigenous and coastal communities like Cambridge Bay to bring together knowledge from coast to coast to coast to include various types of data when looking at shipping impacts, and to develop relationships that make us better equipped to ensure our oceans are cleaner, healthier, and safer for years to come, from the community level throughout the oceans that connect us all.
We have come a long way. We have learned a lot together through the Oceans Protection Plan. And I am hopeful that we will continue to see improvements for future generations.